Hello my friends, today I'm going to color this fish in Magical Swirls by Jade Summer, and we're going to do a little chat, so just go grab a cup of coffee or coloring book and we can hang out together for the next 20 or so minutes. So how are you doing today? I hope you are doing quite well. I am a little bit under the weather with a cold, so hopefully my throat's not too scratchy. Yeah, so I've been sick, so my video schedule got all messed up, but I hope to be committed for this upcoming week. And I'm sorry if my sniffling's bothering anyone, but it's real life. It's what I am. It's what's happening now. So we'll go with it. So today, well, I wanted to try these Crayola Twistables because, everyone says that, oh, you do polychromos, blah, 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 Prismacolor, whatever your favorite, more upscale, I guess, brand. But I don't think that, if I'm coloring in Jade Summers, it takes obviously harder pencils, and these are actually quite hard. And I like the fact because you don't have to sharpen them with a pencil sharpener. So I'm just trying them out, and I did get the background done using just the Crayola Twistables, and I liked it. One of the things that I do is I do oil pastels, and I was on a forum, and I always have a problem with when you have really bright colors as background, it just kind of like becomes the star, because I guess like the brighter the color, the more noticeable it is. And so one of the ladies on the oil pastel forums that I follow, she recommended that I take a gray or white or really light cream and kind of like dole it out. And so the pencils that I used, they were quite vibrant, and it really wasn't like backgroundy colors. And so I was like, hey, if it works with the oil pastels, because it did, maybe it'll work with color pencils. And I was quite shocked because I had done quite a number of layers already on this paper, and before I put the gray over it, and it still took, and I mean, you can still see white in the background, and that's fine. This is Create Space paper, so I'm not too, overly upset over that. But I'm quite happy with how the background turned out. And normally I would totally go for some gel pencils or something, but not today. I'm trying to just stick to one tool. So in this case, it'll be the Crayola Twistables. I'm not like trying to just stay cheap, but sometimes people don't want to get in. One of my friends is like, oh, I don't want to get into coloring because, who has, 40-50 bucks to spend on a full set of Prismacolors with a coupon? You can't even get polychromos color pencils, which is my choice of harder colored pencils, at Michael's or AC Moore or any of those with the coupons. So just trying to put it out in YouTube land that you don't have to have the more expensive tools. And the best way I found to do that is just through example, by just doing it and putting it out there and showing people. Not that I'm like any big expert. I mean, I don't even, I'm a late to life in my artistic endeavors, so there is that. And I'm really sorry I'm sniffling. I took medicine. This is as clear as I can get, so maybe I'll upload this, maybe I won't. So I'm coming off a long work week, and I'm just trying to chillax. So decompressing. I have today off, thankfully. So I'm just going to do some coloring and talk to you guys and see where it goes. I hope you are having a pleasant day. I don't really know what else to say. Sometimes I wish I was more eloquent, but this is me. This is who I am. I'm also a little bit of medicine head. So I've been perusing comments on ColorTube, I guess is what it's called, to find other people to watch, and I found some smaller channels, and I'm very excited for that because, you know, it's always nice to find other people who share your hobbies, and I like to look at smaller channels because even though we're all a little rough starting out, I think in the end we can all support each other and get better infinitely. Personally, I feel. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully I'm not too annoying. I have to admit I do like my Spectrum Noir markers a lot better on this. I just find coloring with markers so much quicker, but this is one of the things I'm trying to do, is slow down, take a step back, and just, you know, enjoy the process of coloring. Because, you know, I was trying to put so many videos out a week, and it didn't work out all that well for me. So maybe I'll just take a little page from some of the bigger channels and just do 1 or 2 pages, but do multi-parts throughout the week as a Color&Chat. Maybe I'll have something to say. I don't know. Oh, I know that I did say in my last one that I was going to read a story, but I reread the story, and it had, like, I wasn't a big fan of the Jade Summer book that I had done, which was a Kawaii Girls. I'm not a big anime fan, and I like the page. I'll probably still put it up just with music, so you might still get to see that. But I'm not I don't know. I didn't really feel like chatting, and the story that I had picked out didn't really, like, go with the picture that I was doing, so maybe I'll find a more appropriate photo or coloring page to go with it, and then I can still read a story, because I still think it's an interesting concept, because reading some of the older short stories, giving old Arthur's new light, that would be kind of groovy. Yeah, I just said groovy. So I have I think this is 24, oops, sorry, a 24 set of these Twistables, and I'm finding that they do blend pretty alright together. If I was feeling more motivated, I would pull out some Gamsol and see how it blends better, but I just don't feel like dealing with that today. Even though it's odorless, it still bothers my respiratory system, and since I'm still quite a bit congested, I don't really feel like pulling it out and dealing with it. So I'm just going to go with the flow and go with the white and the bareness that it pokes through, even with pressing hard and trying to get the color to go in. I'm also excited. I was cleaning out my art desk, my craft room desk, and I did notice that I had some pastels, so this background took me forever. It took me the better part of several hours to do, and so I'm really interested in trying some different techniques to make the more artsy backgrounds, but take less time. yellows I think I'm going to do with the fish, because I think that it'll be a nice contrast to everything else. Let me see if I can not block the whole page. I am still trying to be mindful of some of the techniques I learned when I was a budding fine art colored pencilist. Just, you can still get some pretty decent blends with these Crayola pencils, and I like it because you don't have to, again, like I said, use a pencil sharpener, which is always really nice. I think what I'm going to go over is the light yellow. To see how that looks. Oh yeah, I'm liking that quite a bit. So I found it interesting. There's a Colored Pencil Society, Artists of America. I don't really quite remember what the whole spiel long name is, and it has a list of approved pencils that you can use in their art exhibits. And believe it or not, Crayola is on that list. It'd be interesting. I might go see if anyone actually submitted anything in the art exhibits with that association using Crayolas. I'd be interested in seeing if that was the case. I don't know. I was going to color the insides orange, but I realize I'm doing the body that color, so I don't want to have the middles of the flowers blend in too much, so I'll use this yellowy green. So I am enjoying this Jade Summer's color along on YouTube. I'm finding it quite nice to see how other people color within the books, what tools they decide to use, what works, what doesn't work. I forget the lady's name, but she's hilarious. She has she was trying to do, she wasn't normally a marker person. Marker girl is what she would call herself. And so she was trying all of her markers, and it was just a hoot to see her try to find, you know, basically it ended up being alcohol markers, because you can't really use water-based markers on this paper. Even though I have, I find that I can get it to not, the paper not get all wonky, but it does take some effort and a very, very light hand. I do have the Crayola, just the regular Crayola fine liners. I guess they're not fine liners, they're these, and I'm liking them. I did another page in this book with them. Was it only them? I don't remember now. We can look later. And once I got used to how to use them, and I did go over it with colored pencils in the end to help. Again, I used pink on the background. It was very bright, and so I used that trick of using a gray or cream to kind of push the background back, and that worked out rather well. I'm just going to add some of this darker orange and go over all of it with yellow, and then I'll probably be done. I'm not trying to overtax myself today. I might go get some tea and chill out. And I'm purposely not trying to make my coloring smooth. I find the texture of kind of going all crazy to be quite nice on this paper. So it is intentional. Just throwing it out there in case you're like sitting there yelling at the screen going, it's so sloppy. I kind of like this look on this paper. I'm kind of going with the flow and not trying to produce like nice smooth fine art quality blending, because you're not going to get that with this paper. You're not going to get that with these colored pencils. But I think you can get some nice blending and some interesting non-flat coloring with it. At least in my not so humble opinion. My desk, I have a flimsy desk so you can hear all my markers vibrate as I'm going hard on the page. I can't believe it's already mid-January. In December, I was like, I can't believe it's already December. Now I can't believe it's already 2019. It's insane. Absolutely bonkerly insane. Ooh. Talk about having a hard hand. I actually broke one of these. Oh well. This was the one that I was using with these two colors. This is not a very interesting coloring chat. I wish I was more high energy, but unfortunately I am just not today. It's just not my thing right now. Hopefully when I come back to finish this page, I'll have just a tiny bit more energy for you guys. We'll see. I'm not going to make too many promises because this is a hobby, not my job. If it was my job, I would probably be totally disgruntled and bored with it, just like my real job. Isn't that the way it always is? I'm gonna just make it so that when I come in with the yellow, I can pull some yellow up into here. I was actually quite surprised when I started using these pencils. I wasn't expecting to be able to do some of the techniques that you see other people do with the more upper end pencils. But it's kind of nice because, you know, this just proves you don't have to have like a ginormous budget. Oh, I think that's the same one. Is it? I can't tell. I should do a better job at remembering what I do or what pencils I use. kind of burnishing everything with yellow at this point. Why? Because in my brain it makes it cohesive. That's what we're going to go with. Hey, it's my story. I can say what I want. At least I'm consistent, right? The only thing I wish that these pencils had were names. I did when I swatched them. I had to go in and put numbers on it just so that I could differentiate it in my swatch book. Otherwise I would never know what to pick. Do you guys have swatch books? I have like a really cheapo sketchbook that I got, I think not from the dollar store, but it was on the bargain bin in Michael's, and it seems to work out well for me. Even though it's not multimedia paper, I've been able to put markers on it and alcohol markers and my ink pens no problem, so I'm happy with that. Just putting a little bit of finishing touches. You know, I should have done the oranges on the outside and going into yellow, but you live and learn. Okay, well, I blabbered on enough for today, so I hope you have a good one, and I'll come back and I am going to finish this picture. Maybe next time we'll work on the plants, or I'll work on the plants and then come in and finish off the page. Okay, well, until next time. Bye.